through being uncomfortable. And if you look at our society and how used to being comfortable we are, like getting our food in 5 minutes at McDonald's, not me, but some people do that, or being able to just get in your car and drive somewhere. What if a lot of these things are not there? We're seeing a real breakdown. And what does that bring out in someone physically? And how can they cope, and how can they integrate the new reality, which is that they have to look right immediately around them or in their local community and see what they can build from there,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. What about Mars in the fifth? I mean, normally fifth house, romance, creativity, children, passion, speculation. Mars, could be in a fire planet in a fire house. Could be a nice place, and yet it's in Virgo, so that energy's tempered, and it's a kind of a different Mars vibe for the fifth house. What's your take on that?
Yeah, maybe there's more, maybe we'll see more expression of the vulnerable, the awkward, the humble, and taking creative risks. You don't want to be a perfectionist, but it could there for people who are do have a craft. It could help fine-tune that, but you may get tripped up. I know sometimes people with a lot of Virgo feel restrained because they don't want, I've heard this in people that I know and seen it in charts, because don't want to do it unless it's already, they know it's going to be good, they know it's going to be big and be well received. And so that could be challenging.
Mm-hmm.
I think strategic risk, that's a house of risks. So someone who has thought something through, they may be ready to make a risk that feels really right to them because they have done that Virgo thing of followed, this is going to happen and this and this and this and this and this, and then they're able to implement it, and it has their unique stamp on it.
Right.
And yeah, and it could be, we were talking about children. It could be, it is a fertile sign. It could be good for some people to have work toward having a child, or although Mars is it's just the vitality is there. If people are in that stage in their life, or to actually it could be really good for becoming an artisan, with whatever you're doing. I was thinking of a garden, but it could be anything. So like an apprenticeship. Okay, it's a long apprenticeship.
Right.
For someone who knows what they want to do, but knows they need to, really get some skills under their belt.
Yeah, I would think that maybe Mars in Virgo in the fifth house would be, if you wanted to take up something like stained glass, that would be, I think, a great Mars transit, because it's very exacting doing that stained glass work, right? Cutting, and yet it's very fifth house. It's very creative, and it's a nice convergence. So anything with creativity that requires some exacting and detail-oriented work. What about I think if you've got Mars transiting through the sixth house, that's a complete win. It's in its own house. You can get a lot of stuff done with Mars in the sixth house. You've got Mars in the sixth house. You're likely probably going to also have Uranus in the first house, which could be a really interesting, transition or transit rather. But I think Mars in the sixth house could be really, you get a lot of work done with Mars in the sixth.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe the stamina to work through a health issue.
Right.
And if you have to create another job while you're still in your old job, it could give you that ability to make that happen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I had thought for the fifth, devotional art, because you were talking about stained glass, devotional art. And in the sixth house, so we're looking at service, and and that Uranus in the first, that's a lot of energy, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I could just imagine, it would be kind of a challenging transit, but I think if you lined it up right, you could probably get a lot done. I mean, you would have to really latch on with that innovation with Uranus in the fifth, and then employ Mars in the sixth to carry that stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a dynamic duo.
The other thing is protecting your solitude. Being a little bit kind of getting the no going. Yeah, no, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. And that's where Uranus Aries can help you. And then see where you are, because Virgo to me is the power of feeling whole.
Yeah.
Feeling that sense of wholeness and the vitality that you get from knowing how to feel that in yourself. And so, I think doing all those great things, yoga, acupuncture, especially with Uranus in the first house, that could be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to hang out with this musician, Robert Rich, and Robert's an extremely talented guy. And if anybody hasn't heard his music, you should go find him, because he's brilliant. He's a Virgo. And I remember one time I was over at his place and we were talking about the creative process. And he said that the best artists, he thought, were the ones that had the best filters. And I thought that was a typical Virgo thing to say, not in a bad way, but it was like, it's like, okay, anybody can, create, but it's really, talented people that can that can wipe away the stuff that isn't that good, right? And winnow it down. It's distilled nature. And I think Mars transiting the sixth house could be really good for something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the gleaners, being able to glean something good. So, you want to move on to Mars in the seventh?
Yeah, let's do we'll do just free association for the next next six houses. Okay, well, for the third and fourth quadrants, we'll just do free association. I'll say Mars in the seventh, and you come up with one word. All right? All right, here we go. Mars in the seventh.
Okay. Responsibility.
Okay. Mars in the eighth.
Witness.
Okay. Mars in the ninth.
Sacred sites.
Mars in the 10th.
Bureaucrat.
Mars in the 11th.
Discrimination.
And Mars in the 12th.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. I like that. That was fun. I'm going to have Mars. Mars is my 9th house right now. I'm going to have Mars conjuncting my Pluto soon. I've got Pluto at 7 degrees. So that should be interesting.
Yeah. I know someone who had that in a reading and had a lot of physical heat, almost to the point of not being able to sleep. But she was also going through menopause. But it was actually like a lot of, unusual fire that was just very purifying for her. And fire can be so healing. I used to just really stay way too long in the sauna just to enjoy the fire. And I have dealt with a lot of more sickness than I used to when I used to sit in the sauna more, and I think that's why. I think we need that purification.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Robert, thank you so much for asking me yesterday to be on your show.
Hey, Molly, always a pleasure. You don't come on that often, and when you do come on, absolute treat. And I know that the people in the chat room and people who follow the website always look forward to your presence. So thank you for taking time out to do this.
Okay, well, we'll be in touch, and I'll till next time then. We'll talk again. Actually, Robert, these three are going to line up again because Mars is retrograding. If you want to talk again, I think it's in March. If we don't talk before then, maybe I could come on again in March and we could revisit this.
That would be cool. Let's do that. Let's come back in March. And you and I will, I'm sure we'll communicate and cross paths online. But let's make it an official date in March, and we'll do an update here with Mars and Virgo.
Okay, sounds great. Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, Molly. Have a great day.
Okay. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was Molly Hall from astrology.com. Very Mars and Virgo kind of moment. Molly came on at 10 after 10. She got off at 10 after 11, and she told me she only wanted to be on for an hour. So there we go. Precision, Mars and Virgo. You got to like that. So you've been listening to Molly and myself on Navigating the Astrological Matrix. And I'm your host, Robert Phoenix. I'm here every Wednesday. This is what I do. So what I am going to do now, or next, is I'm going to play a piece of music. I'm going to jump into the chat room, hang out there for a little bit. And it's funny. I've been, thanks to Erica, and mad props to her for helping me get YouTube videos or shows up on YouTube as listenable videos. Have been doing that, and with in conjunction with her. And what happens is I've been pinged by Google for tracks of music that I play. So what I want to do is I want to play more independent music and not have to deal with Virgo. Not Virgo, I'm sorry. It's kind of a Virgo thing. Google. It's a very Virgo thing, isn't it? The Mars and Virgo thing. So let's do this. Let's play I'll tell you what. Let's do a little shakuhachi music. Let's see how, we can always edit this out for the second part of the show, but let's just see how good Google is at recognizing tracks.